Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, live from Chicago. It's the 2022 Volleyball League of America Championship Tournament. This is the semifinals, the first of two, a rematch from yesterday's pool play phase between the New York Legion, Team LVC, and the Indiana Team Pineapple. My name is Rob St. Clair. Good morning and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, live from Chicago, VLA Championship time. We will crown a champion today. LVC versus Pineapple, one semifinal. Icemen versus Bounce coming up later on. This one a rematch of a pool play match from yesterday, won by Team LVC in 4 sets. This is going to be great. We'll introduce the starting lineups in just a moment and get right to the match. Thanks for joining us live on a Sunday morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the 2022 Volleyball League of America Tier 1 Championships. Live from Chicago, this is the first of two semifinal matchups. This one featuring the first place team in the East Division, the New York Legion, Team LVC. And the second place team in the Central Division, the Indiana Team Pineapple. Introducing the starting lineups. First for Team Pineapple in green. A little less feedback here. All right, great. A 6'2" setter from McKendree University, number 10, Pasquale Fiducia. A 6'3" outside hitter from Lourdes University, number 8, Evan Gebert. A 6'8" outside hitter from Michigan State University, number 13, Kyle Ratty. A 6'8" opposite from Penn State University, number 14, Jalen Penrose. A 6'10" middle blocker from McKendree University, number 30, Brendan Schmidt. A 6'11" middle blocker from Ball State University, number 24, Matt Walsh. And a 5'8" libero from IPFW, number 21, Luis Bertran. Team Pineapple is coached by Lauren Gebert, managed by Ron Clark. And in black and pink, Team LVC, the New York Legion. A 6'1" setter from the University of Hawaii, number 2, Joby Ramos. A 6'4" outside hitter from the Ohio State University, number 9, Nicolas Sherzhen. A 6' outside hitter from Stevens Institute of Technology, number 4, Dave Evans. A 6'5" opposite from St. Francis University, number 15, Jordan Vari. A 6'8" middle blocker from the Ohio State University, number 11, Blake Leeson. A 6'7" middle blocker from St. Francis University, number 12, Mike Marshman. And a 6' libero from Nazareth College, number 25, Owen Wickens. Team LVC is coached by CJ Dank and Jesse Walker, managed by Chris Hosley and Charles Honeyoost. Our officials up on the stand, Deb LaValle. Down on the ground, Luis Ventura. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are your starting lineups. These are the two teams that will play for a spot in this afternoon's championship match. LVC beat Team Pineapple in pool play yesterday, 3-1 in the first match of the morning. Competitive, other than the first set where Team Pineapple took a while to find their footing. Pineapple won the second set in extras. LVC won sets 3 and 4, very, very close. These teams know each other well. These two founding 5 VLA franchises doing battle on the big stage with an opportunity to play for the championship on the line. And on the near side of your screen, it'll be Pasquale Fiducia in green for Team Pineapple to start us off. Nice coverage off the block of the middle there. Evans with a swing on the left side. Another good coverage play this time by Owen Wickens. Evans again covered off the block. And Ramos, the setter, taking a swing at it. LVC on the board with authority. Really good blocking from Team Pineapple throughout that play with 3 positive block touches, but they weren't expecting the second contact rip from number 2 in black, Joby Ramos, the setter out of the University of Hawaii. Good serve there by Dave Evans, putting some pressure on Ratty. Penrose is slowed down on the left side. Transition chance. Sherzhin off the block and out of bounds. And a quick delivery in transition, put away by Nicolas Sherzhin. Former NCAA Player of the Year at Ohio State, 2-time national champion, plays professionally in the Polish Plus Liga, one of the best leagues in the world. Schmidt in the middle. Looked like he just missed it out of bounds. Yes, he did. No block touch. Delivery there from Fiducia to Brendan Schmidt in the middle. Maybe a little bit too low, and a good start for Team LVC. It's 3-0. Gebert on the right side. Really good dig there by Vari. Transition chance. Sherzhin down the line. Somehow finds some space through that block. And an absolutely brilliant start for Team LVC. 4-0 after a good first rally. It's been a very productive service trip for Dave Evans, number 4 in black at the line right now. Up until that point, however, so Team Pineapple on the board. But a good start first thing in the morning for Team LVC. A lot on the line. Team LVC, the number 1 seed in this tournament, 16-3 in the regular season. The best by far out of any Tier 1 team. They have championship aspirations for sure. Here's Evan Gebert, the son of the legendary Lauren Gebert, who now coaches Team Pineapple. Really good run right there to the back one to Leeson, but actually missed just out of bounds, wrist away. So a break for Team Pineapple. This Team Pineapple team in a turnover period in age after Lloyd Ball, Lauren Gebert, Will Robbins, Jeff Petak, and all those IPFW legends dominated American volleyball in the 2010s decade. Now we have literal legacies on the floor with Lauren's son, Evan. And I talked to Coach LJ yesterday. This Team Pineapple team still really learning how to win. And boy, did they get some learning experience yesterday in a 5-set thriller against the SoCal Rising Tide, which they won 15-10 in the 5th. That serve missed out of bounds there by Blake Leeson. It'll send Brendan Schmidt back to the line. Schmidt, a 6'10" monster out of McKendree, where he's now the assistant coach. Wow, look at that footwork from Sherzhin, just beautiful. All the way to the inside to hand pass that ball. And the nice footwork to get to the outside and receive that quick set from Joby Ramos. Perfect start for Sherzhin, and LVC leads 6-2. Three serving 6 now with Jalen Penrose back at the line, the opposite for Team Pineapple, a big pickup for them this offseason. Vari down the line, missed it out of bounds, at least that's the call, but LVC disagrees. They're just begging the officials that that ball was in bounds. I think the line judge was screened by bodies in his way to be able to see that. We'll have a conversation with the line judges about this, but the line judge on LVC's side would have the call on that sideline. If he couldn't see it, then it's really up to the up official to make that call. So we'll have a conversation about this, see if we can get everyone on the same page and decide if that ball caught a piece of the corner or not. So no point awarded on the scoreboard yet. And it is going to be LVC point, so determined that that ball was in bounds after a conversation with all the eyeballs involved. So it'll be 7-3 after the kill down the line by the opposite Jordan Vari on the left side. That'll send Nicolas Sherzin back to serve. And this is a very, very dangerous rotation for LVC. Sherzin, one of the best servers on the planet. Wow, what a bomb by Penrose out of the back row. Not only was that a brilliant swing by number 14 in green, but just to get Sherzin off the line, the first opportunity is huge for Team Pineapple. Really big first ball side out there, and a pretty good pass by Kyle Ratty, the outside hitter who goes back to serve right now. Good pass there by Wickens, and our first look in the middle by Mike Marshman was dug briefly by Luis Bertrand, the very fine libero for Team Pineapple, but couldn't be kept off the floor for long. It's 8-4 LVC early on here in the first set of this best 3 out of 5 set match. Sets 1 through 4 to 25 points. Here is Marshman to serve, number 12 in black, the middle blocker out of St. Francis. Played a couple excellent professional seasons in France now and is signed to go back for another year with an even better team. Good block touch there against Vari. Fiducia can run this down. Hittable ball for Ratty is dug by Sherzin. Transition chance here. Leeson tipped in the middle in front of Penrose, who couldn't quite scoop it off the floor. Nice volleyball here from LVC, applying a ton of pressure. There is just no rotation as a team receiving against LVC that you can really fall asleep or relax or lack focus, because all these servers are so good. You've got great blockers all the way around. You've got to be on your toes on your offense at all times. And immediately we got a transition chance put away on the left side by Dave Evans. That was a brilliant defensive play by Mike Marshman, the middle blocker. Scooped with the kind of handcuffed platform straight up in the air, and a perfect transition look for Team LVC. And Dave Evans, got to give him a huge shout out. At 6'0", a former Division III NCAA National Player of the Year at Stevens Institute of Technology. And to earn that award as a full-time outside hitter at only 6 feet tall is truly remarkable. Dave has not slowed down. He's also an outstanding player on the grass and on the sand. Marshman again, misses that serve just out of bounds wide. And Pineapple, in their win yesterday over the Rising Tide in the quarterfinals, got out to a really good start and was confident from the beginning of the match and controlled the pace of the first 2 sets. Very different opening for Indiana right here, down 5-10 already. Crushed on the right side by Vari. And number 15 in black, Jordan Vari, one of the all-time great players in the history of the EIVA NCAA conference. Very interesting mechanical quirk to his game. He switches the order of his footwork depending on where he is on the court. You just saw him on the right side there, finish with his right foot as his last step, which is very unconventional. Now from his jump serve, he'll switch it back to where his left foot is his last step, much more normal for a right-handed player. Jeber, deep cross court and in. Really nice swing by young number 8 in green. Evan Jeber, the coach's son. Spent time in college at 3 different schools. Started off playing libero, actually, at Lewis University here in Chicagoland. And really interestingly, after Team Pineapple wins a point, they're going to choose to take a timeout. It is 6-11, not a particularly good score to start for Team Pineapple, but you don't usually see teams call timeout after scoring a point. So you've got a real meeting of the minds here. Lauren Gebert and the great Loy Ball taking most of the speaking time in this Team Pineapple timeout right now. Early morning match. It is just after 8 a.m. Central Time here in Chicago. Not particularly easy to come out firing in a match this early with all of your energy, but LVC has done that so far. And the addition of Nick Sherzin this weekend. He's played for LVC for many years, but he's spent so much time overseas. He was born in France, has renationalized to Poland, And him and his wife, Allie, just welcomed their first child a few months ago, so big congratulations to them. It is great to have Nick Scherzen back in the States. He's really got a professional approach to this tournament. Oh my goodness, what a bomb out of the timeout. Dave Evans crushed on the left side for LVC. That was a blast, and I mentioned this kid, National Player of the Year in NCAA Division III at the outside hitter position. That was a highlight reel swing, and he goes back to serve where he already went on a nice run earlier. Nice pass there by Ratty for Team Pineapple, but an underset ball from Fiducia to Schmidt that he couldn't find his way over the net with. That play on the Team Pineapple offense, that 31 set to the gap in the middle, defined the Loy Ball Team Pineapple era. That connection has not been perfect throughout this weekend for Indiana with Fiducia at the helm, and that an out-of-system play from the beginning, unable to be sent over by Ratty. So 14-6, a commanding lead for LVC to start off the morning. But just yesterday, a very similar 8 a.m. match between these very same two teams, LVC won that first set 25-15. So a destruction there before Pineapple rebounded, won the second set in extra points. So still very much volleyball left to be played as that serve missed out of bounds by Evans down the line. Good cover there on the LVC side. Scherzen will take an out-of-system swing, tipped over the top of a triple block, and one of the blockers reaching back took that defensive chance away from a diving Fiducia and Bertrand, and LVC is going to take the point. We will take our time to clean up the floor. The floor conditions were a big storyline yesterday afternoon, particularly in the very last match of the day between Phoenix and Boston. A lot of slipping, loss of footing, but we've got the air conditioning on overnight. The floor is getting better by the minute, so we're hoping that we don't have to take quite as much time to clean up the floor today. Blake Leeson back to serve, a national champion from Ohio State. Actually had the championship winning kill. I can't remember which one it was, either 2017 or 18. 16 or 17 were the two national championships that Ohio State won. And I think it was 2017, the second one, when Blake Leeson put down the championship winning blow, but he misses that serve out of bounds there. Here is Brendan Schmidt. Really good pass there by Scherzen on the outside. Vari out of the back row. Slowed down by the tape. Not into the antenna, but a transition chance for Penrose. Slowed down by a block touch and run down by Evans. Scherzen, 4-4. What a beautiful cut shot. Wow, a little outdoor influence there from number 9 in black. That was beautiful. No defense home in position 4 to stop that shot, and Joby Ramos will go back to serve to bring Vari the opposite to the front court for some very good blocking rotations. Joby Ramos out of the University of Hawaii at the center spot for LVC has been a massive pickup this year. Is that an ace serve? No, just barely out of bounds wide, and for once, no argument on a close call from Team LVC. They admit that it was in fact out of bounds. This would be a very nice time if you're Indiana for Jalen Penrose to go on a run from the service line. Good one there, passed well off the net by Scherzen. He'll take a swing on the right side, and he gets the deflection on its way out of bounds. Wow, can't say enough about Nick Scherzen. Not only the pure arm talent, has one of the fastest arms I've ever seen, but also the vision and the intelligence in his shot-making choices. Scherzen back to serve. Last time he went, Pineapple was able to side him out immediately. What can they do this time? Really nice cross-court swing. Kyle Ratty puts it away. And a brilliant pass by Evan Giebert. That did touch sort of a soft air conditioning duct in the ceiling, but the ceiling here at the Wolcott College Prep Arts and Athletics Center in Chicago, just low enough that we're going to allow the guys to play it off the ceiling on their side this weekend. So that was a pretty good break there for Indiana. Overpass forced. What a dig by Wickens right on the net, and Matt Walsh, reactionary, hits it out of bounds. What a play by Owen Wickens, number 25 in pink. We haven't talked about him much yet. with the libero out of Rochester, New York. A true utility player, can set, can play libero, and can hit on both wings. Suiting up in the off-color jersey here for LVC, makes a game-changing defensive play to take what should have been a free point away from Indiana there. Marshman back to serve at 18-10. Good swing there by Jeber, challenging the block, and it trickles down Vari and lands on the New York side. That'll send big Matt Walsh back to serve, number 24 in green. 6'11" out of Ball State University, and a very good jump server. That one handled pretty well. Evans, high flat off the block and down again. All the wings right now for Team LVC. Sherjan, Evans, and Vari doing a nice job of recognizing tiny little weaknesses in the Indiana block and exploiting them. 19-11, convincing start here for Team LVC. Vari back to serve. That is a foot fault, stepping on the service line, and I'm really surprised with how many of those we've seen. I know during pool play yesterday we had 2 courts going at the same time. The serving room at that point was pretty constricted, but now that we've put the gym to this configuration, lots of room on all sides of the court. There's really no excuse to be foot faulting like that. Pipe combination, Ramos to Sherjan, and the first time of hopefully many that we see that play executed. The outside hitter coming flying in out of position 6 from behind the 3-meter line and blasting that ball. It's been a play really invented by the United States national team in the late 2000s. That is a staple of high-level offenses. Tight pass and thrown down by Sherjan with 2 hands. Fiducia, the backcourt setter, could do nothing to block that ball. It's 21-12 New York, and Indiana's going to use their second and final timeout. Probably nothing they can do to make this comeback, but they do need a little bit of playmaking and momentum generation on their side as we look into the rest of this semifinal match. Out of the timeout, Dave Evans serving for Team LVC. Just looking to put the finishing touches on an opening set victory. Pretty good pass there by Bertrand off a very difficult serve. Penrose will take an out-of-system swing, dug by Wickens. Vari out of the back row, blasts away off of Bertrand and out of play. And Luis Bertrand, an extremely high-level libero, been playing in his native Puerto Rico in their professional league for many years. And a pass off the 3-meter line and an unmakeable dig. Bertrand can't make those plays. Those are some pretty lethal comets of volleyballs coming in. Good rip there by Evans as well. Perfect pass by G-Bird, at least it looked like it was perfect. And that's going to be called back row blocker against Fiducia, as that ball was deemed to be in the plane above the net, at least to some degree. So Fiducia, the back row setter right now, tried to go up and get it before it got to the net, but couldn't quite do so. So smart play by LVC to go up and touch the ball and immediately get the point. Evans again. Man, he is unleashing from the service line right now. Penrose high, flat off the fingertips and out of bounds. Jalen Penrose makes a living playing this game. Just banging balls on the right side, most recently in Switzerland. The Boston native played collegiately at Penn State, has played in very good leagues in Europe, including for Hersching in the Bundesliga in Germany. Big pickup for Team Pineapple this offseason. Penrose, perhaps the heir apparent to the great Jeff Petak at the Indiana opposite position. G-Bird off the tape, barely kept alive by Wickens, and a really nice off-speed choice. Blake Leeson, tipping that ball to position 4. And that's going to bring up set point for Team LVC at 24-13. Should be a middle blocker serving next. Yeah, that'll be Leeson serving for the set for Team LVC. seen Leeson a good amount this season after he got home from playing professionally in Germany. We saw him at the East Division Cup in Buffalo, as well as the regular season event in Boston. He dominated both those events. Really good serve there. Ratty rolled 4-4, picked up by Sherjan. LVC going to have a swing here for the set. Sherjan down the line, looking for the fingertips. I think he missed it out of bounds, but there was a net violation by the Indiana block. So that'll do it for set number 1, 25-13, a clinic put on by New York. First thing in the morning here in our first of 2 semifinals. Teams will change sides, and we'll see if, just like yesterday in pool play, if Indiana can respond. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Rob St. Clair here in between sets. Thanks very much for watching live on the Volleyball League of America YouTube channel. What a season. What a season it's been. It's crazy that we started all the way back in Indiana in January, 6 months ago, and 150-plus matches later, here we are on Championship Sunday. We will hand out the trophy. Actually, here it is. Let's take a look. This is what's on the line today. The 2022 Volleyball League of America Tier 1 Championship Trophy will be given out to the winners. We've got the 2-time reigning champion Chicago Icemen still in the mix. They'll be playing in the next semifinal just later on. But Team LVC coming in, I talked to both their captain Chris Hosley and one of their veterans Eric Martin yesterday during the pool play broadcast. They said that they don't feel any pressure. They don't feel obligation as the number 1 seed to come in and win this tournament, even though it's been since the VLA was founded, Team LVC has yet to win a tournament or a league title. And this team certainly has the talent to do so. That's their expectation coming into today, even if they're downplaying that a little bit. And on the Indiana side, I can see Loy Ball over there coaching his team up right now. So much just incredible experience top to bottom in that program, even with the guys that aren't actively playing anymore. But we've talked a lot about Indiana learning how to survive in situations like this, just playing more volleyball, learning on the fly, getting experience. They've got the size for sure, and they've got some of the firepower. If they can control the ball, they can very well get back into this match. And they played really well yesterday in a quarterfinal match against the Rising Tide in a very ball control-oriented matchup, and they won that match in 5. So this match is far from over with a berth in the championship match on the line. So we're only just getting underway. So much more volleyball left to come today. Set number 2 just about ready to get underway. Thanks very much for watching. By the way, get active in the YouTube live chat. I can see your comments. Let me know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. If you've got any players that you love to see, and maybe some shout-outs in the chat if you put in some great comments. So thanks for watching. Let's get back to the action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, set number 2 just about ready to get underway. Wow, good morning. I can't even speak any words. I'm so excited about this volleyball. Rob St. Clair with you live from Chicago for the 2022 VLA Tier 1 Championships. LVC took the first set convincingly, 25-13 over Indiana. Let's see how Team Pineapple can respond. Really good pass there by Bertrand. Again, a missed connection in the middle to Schmidt, and 4 contacts going to be called, as Schmidt did get a little bit of a fingertip on that one before Penrose sent it over. So perfect pass opportunity and a kind of an unsolicited hitting error made, or offensive error on the Indiana side. Not a great sign. LVC on the board first here in the second set. Rotation 1 received for Indiana. Perfect pass again. And good play by Fiducia to go right back to Schmidt in the middle, establish that connection, make sure that everything's good there. And immediately put to the floor by number 30 in green. We're tied up at 1. Love the banter between Lloyd Ball and CJ Dank on the sidelines. Pass well off the net. Vari out of system. Pretty conservative roll shot, but takes Fiducia out of the play. Penrose is roofed by Leeson. Wow, what a stuff block by number 11 in black right there. Ohio State versus Penn State. Leeson from Ohio State, Penrose from Penn State. Those guys played against each other in college. That was a brick wall. LVC takes the lead. Evans back to serve. Already a really productive service rotation as we saw in set number 1 for New York. Good pass there by Ratty. Schmidt tipped in the middle again, kept alive. Leeson wins the joust, but Penrose will have a swing here. Left-handed, he sends it over cross court, but missed out of bounds. Interesting, that ball a little bit too far inside for Leeson to take a proper, or excuse me, for Penrose to take a proper swing at. And the hitting error will allow Dave Evans to continue to heat up from the service line. Good serve, passed well off the net by Bertrand. Hittable ball though for Penrose, over the top of the block, off the defense and out of play. What an incredible bailout swing by number 14 in green. That is what your elite level opposite has got to do. Take out the trash. A terrible offensive situation with the ball coming from over his shoulder like that and still able to hit a high hard terminal swing. That's really impressive and an important point early here for Indiana in the second set. Leeson on the back one again, finding success once more, tipping that ball short to position 4. I like that vision, especially recognizing that there's no libero on the court for Indiana in that rotation only. Mentioned these two teams played yesterday morning in pool play. That match won by New York 3-1. Indiana looking to respond here. And another missed connection to the middle. Fiducia trying to go to Matt Walsh that time, and he couldn't even make contact with it. This is uncharacteristically sloppy for Team Pineapple, who really wants to use that 31 as a prominent part of the offense. Especially on good passes. They've got to take advantage of these. That is a foot fault against Blake Leeson. So another pretty good pass, but Indiana takes the point immediately. Three serving 5. Penrose looking to get going here from the service line. As you see Lloyd Ball dancing in the foreground. Good pass there by Wickens. Marshman in the middle puts it down. Nice feed from Ramos, slightly off the net. Over his right shoulder, Marshman was up quick and available. And I mentioned Marshman's professional career continuing to develop, playing in the French Ligue A once again next year. That serve missed short by Ramos, who's going a little more conservative with more of a float serve action. At least so far this match. We've seen him carve teams with a jump spinner. I remember all the way back to the Connecticut regular season event where he had about 4 aces in a row in one match. Float serve there by Ratty, working on Sherzin short. Vari, crush cross court. Beautiful play by Bertrand. Hustle by Ratty, keeps it alive. Free ball opportunity here for New York. Marshman in the middle, wrist away and in. And New York ends up taking that point, but Indiana's got to take a little bit of energy from that defensive hustle. That was a really nice play. Now Sherzin back to serve. Has yet to really get on a tear from the service line. Team Pineapple's done a good job against him so far, but right on cue, shank pass by Evan Gebert into the ceiling, and a very unfortunate deflection that time into the side wall. Ace serve for Sherzin. Another rip by Sherzin that time. This one off the ceiling. Looked to be playable, but Gebert slipped trying to pursue that ball. That'll be 2 aces in a row. It was only a matter of time. And a smart timeout here from Coach Gebert of Team Pineapple. It's early, but LVC has opened up a bit of a lead at 9-4, and you do not want to let their best server get going with that much momentum. A couple years ago when Nick Scherzen was playing for Suwałki in the Polish Plus Liga, he led the league in aces. And this is one of the best leagues in the world. In my opinion, the second best professional men's league in the world behind only the Italian league. And to be able to lead that league in aces really shows how much of a weapon you are. So Pineapple going to talk this over. How did they get Scherzen off the line?
Bray before that, Claremont before that. I miss it, but I don't miss it. It's never been bad. My dad bought there for 78 for 78,000. He sold it for 1.2.
Out of the timeout, LVC leads 9-4. Indiana desperately needs to side out. Let's see what Scherzen can do. Really good pass there by Ratty, and thrown down by Fiducia on the second contact. What a brilliant piece of serve reception by Kyle Ratty. Beautiful pass by Ratty in a clutch situation. That'll send Matt Walsh back to serve. Not good hand contact there. And Indiana thought that ball was in. Yes, it is. Inbounds is the call. That was totally an accident by Matt Walsh, and he's laughing about it as he goes back to serve again. But Team Pineapple will take some aces however they can get them. And I just heard one of the LVC guys yell, "Do it again. Do it again." I don't know if he could repeat that serve, even if he tried. That one much more conventional, but a little too much wrist away side spin. Will miss it out of bounds wide. Marshman back to serve, one of just many lethal LVC servers. You've really got no break against this team. Leeson and Marshman, both middles, gnarly servers. All 3 wings, Scherzen, Evans, and Vari. It's impossible to lose focus against this team. Good transition look here for LVC off a very good block touch. But a setting mistake there by Ramos. He knows it. He was going for Leeson, but set too far and too tight for Leeson to get at. So a big break there for Team Pineapple after what was basically a free ball for LVC off that block touch. Let's see if they can build some momentum off of that. It's 7 serving 10. Vari on the right side, a little bit of off speed and a makeable defensive play, but a net violation against Indiana's block. Vari will go back to serve here. Again, one of that, just a full suite of 6 very dangerous New York servers. And especially here for Indiana in rotation 1 reception. The premium on a side out right here is, you just can't overstate it. And they get one the easy way as Vari misses that serve short. Definite sigh of relief on the Indiana side. Still very much within striking distance here. 11 serving 8. They've made comebacks of this magnitude this weekend already. Let's see what Gebert can do from the service line. Good rip there. Passed well off the net by Scherzen. Evans will take it out of system. Swing! And he's blocked by the 3-man Indiana wall, anchored by Brendan Schmidt. Listen to this blocking lineup. Schmidt, 6'10", Ratty, 6'8", Penrose, 6'8". Who do you target in that block? Like, so scary. The answer ended up being a nobody. First block, I believe, of the match for Indiana, and they're back within 2. 9 serving 11. Good pressure put on by Gebert. Another good one there, passed well off the net by Wickens. Evans again, off speed this time. That ball somehow finds an angle through the block, deflects off of Fiducia's foot and out of play. So side out achieved by Team LVC. The New York Legion Volleyball Club, or Team LVC, founded by Chris Hosley all the way back in, I can't remember when he said, something like 2004, a long time ago. And the Flamingos have been playing adult nationals for a very long time and have since produced a junior club for boys and girls in Albany, New York. Really good high rip right there by Penrose on the right side for Indiana. Puts it away, plus a New York net violation. Team Pineapple, an equally storied franchise founded by Volleyball. And like I mentioned earlier, just dominated the North American professional volleyball in the 2010s decade, which predated the VLA. They were like the New England Patriots of volleyball for a very long time. Now looking for a rebuild. Good block coverage there against Sherzhen. Sherzhen again, dug by Schmidt, but couldn't be run down. What a play by Blake Leeson. Just in the right spot. That ball popped right up off his chest and turned into a New York point. Nice coverage by a true professional middle blocker in Blake Leeson. Curious to see where he goes next year to continue his professional career. 13 serving 10. Good pass there by Jeebert. Walsh in the middle, cross court, out of bounds. Wow, Indiana is passing the ball generally pretty well, but that middle attack has been extremely inefficient. Definitely more errors than kills in the match so far for Indiana, including those missed connections. Very uncharacteristic. Leeson missing that serve short. Penrose back to the line. Indiana with more service variety, a better mix of float servers and jump spinners, but not as many guys that can go on a huge run of aces. This might be one right here, and yes, it is. Jalen Penrose off of Wickens into the ceiling and straight down. Ace serve Indiana. Desperately needed right there. Nice blast by number 14 in green from the service line. Penrose again, trailing only by 2. Another really good serve, handled brilliantly by Sherzhen. Deep cross court and just barely out of bounds wide. Good looking swing, didn't miss the court by much, but Indiana does take another point on the serve of Penrose, and it's 13 serving 14. Nice run by the Indiana opposite when they needed it the most. Can he push for the tie? Yes, he can. Ace serve Penrose again. Going on a tear in this rotation. The Indiana bench is on their feet, and New York is going to call timeout right here. CJ Denk wants to talk this over. Jalen Penrose is taking over from the service line. We're tied at 14 in the second. Out of the timeout, Penrose serving again, and that's going to end up being a foot fault called. Penrose barely stepping on the service line, but would have been a very good serve. Will go in the stat sheet as an error and a good timeout for Team LVC. They get out of that rotation and retake a 1-point lead. But after a 25-13 beatdown in New York's favor in set number 1, we've got the battle that we wanted on our hands here in set number 2. Ramos serving for New York on the near side of your screen. Rotation 4 receive here for Indiana. Tough pass there by Ratty. Nice play by Wickens on the setter dump. Sherzhen in transition. Deep cross court and in. Nice break point there for Team LVC on the serve of Joby Ramos. Owen Wickens makes the defensive read against the Fiducia setter dump. It's 16-14. Change up float serve that time. Ratty out of the offense. This will be Penrose all day and definitely a back row attack violation. called right away by our outstanding up official Deb LaValle, as well as Luis Ventura on the ground. Shout out to our officiating crew. Penrose couldn't keep his feet behind the 3-meter line that time, which you must do as a backcourt attacker. Another point on serve for LVC, a 3-0 run after the timeout, 17-14 the score. Ramos continuing to work on Ratty down the line. Ratty chopped over the top. Ramos makes the play. Sherzin crushed cross court. Out of system inside 2 huge blockers. And a special piece of offense right there as a 4-0 run for New York after their timeout, and now Indiana needs one of their own. Outstanding work by Team LVC to retake the momentum. Now looking pretty good here in set number 2. Coach Gebert, Loy Ball, Ron Clark, and Indiana will talk things over. Joby Ramos for Team LVC continuing to serve out of the timeout. Indiana desperately needs a side out right here out of rotation 4. Tough pass by Gebert, tipped to the floor by Marshman. Wow, of all the serves to really give Indiana fits in reception, it's this float serve sort of change-up hybrid action from Joby Ramos. The only guy not really going after it right now with the jump spinner, even though he can. I like the change-up choice. Good feedback from Coach CJ Dank and LVC's crew. Another tough pass. This one's an ace serve off the hands of Kyle Ratty into the floor. A 6-0 run for Team LVC. Penrose tied it up at 14. Then LVC called timeout and have gone on a 6-0 run since. We've got a substitution here on the Indiana side. Number 2 in green, Sean Dryden, enters the match, who's been an outstanding libero for Team Pineapple for years, but also a very capable outside hitter despite being undersized. So he's in the backcourt right now for Gebert to receive this serve. And maybe that's all he needed, all Indiana needed anyway, to force Ramos to miss that serve out of bounds. But now 15-20, Indiana with work to do to get back into this set, and Dryden will go immediately back to the bench for Gebert to play the front court. Perfect pass by Sherzin. Sherzin on the right side, slowed down by a decent block touch from Walsh, but no Indiana defender able to pick it up. 21-15, LVC closing in on a 2-0 lead, helped significantly by that remarkable 6-0 run on the serve of Joby Ramos. And certainly no breaks for Indiana in reception. Here is Nicolas Sherzin. Cuts that one short. Gebert makes the play off the tape. Penrose crushed out of the back row. Nice work there from Gebert getting underneath that ball, and a brilliant swing by Jalen Penrose out of position 1. We'll send Matt Walsh back to the line. Walsh, a Chicago native, playing at home here this weekend. Perfect pass there by Sherzin. Evans tipped over the top and really smartly done in front of a diving Penrose. First ball side out for Team LVC. Leeson comes in as Marshman goes back to serve. It's 22 serving 16. Let's see what Marshman can do from the service line. Good rip there. Ratty up high near the rafters. Penrose out of the back row again. Dug by Ramos into the ceiling, kept alive. Vari with the off-speed shot takes Fiducia out of the play. Penrose again on the 3-meter line once more, plus being blocked. But back row attack violation will be the official record. Really good defense there. I think Ramos dug that first ball, and Sherzin was there off the deflection from the ceiling. Break point once again for the Legion. 23-16. This set looking like it might be over. Wow, what a run New York has gone on since it was tied up at 14 all. Good rip there from Marshman. Out of system swing coming here from Penrose. Dug nicely by Sherjan. Fari crushed down the line. Beautiful swing by number 15 in black right there. All set up by the Mike Marshman service pressure. That will bring up set point New York. (24-16), a 10-2 run. From 14-14 to 24-16. Remarkable work from Team LVC. And Marshman, after we clean up the floor, is going to get a chance to serve for the set. Marshman for the set, 24-16. Rotation 6 receive for Indiana, but they get out of it with the service error. 1 set point saved. Now it will be up to Fiducia, the Indiana setter. Pasquale, a Chicago native as well. Played at McKendree University collegiately, has taken over the full-time setter duties from Loy Ball and is receiving constant feedback from his mentor. Set point once again for New York. Evans down the line. That ball into the antenna before it touched the blockers. And Evans apologizes for slightly over-rotating on that attack down the line, and another set point saved. 18-24 now. Good blocking lineup here for Indiana. And Evans chisels inside the block cross court, gets it away past Penrose. Cross court and down, and that will do it. New York with an incredible 6-0 run after being tied up at 14. They run away with set number 2. Final score 25-18. They take it over Team Pineapple. And New York takes a 2-0 lead. They are 1 set away from a berth in the championship match. So teams will change sides once more. And we'll see if Indiana has any answers for this New York onslaught, trying to extend this match a little bit further. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Rob St. Clair here in the timeout. Let's put the trophy on the screen one more time. Yeah, here it is. This is what's on the line today. This is what these final 4 teams are playing for, Indiana and New York, with New York just 1 set away. The winner of this will take on the winner of Chicago and Boston, which is coming up right after this. A lot of great volleyball being played here this weekend. New York has really controlled this game, and Indiana went on that really nice service run by Jalen Penrose to equalize things there in the second. But New York responded, and it wasn't even a service run full of aces, but float service pressure, blocking, and defense. This LVC squad just so well-rounded. Incredible at serving, incredible in reception. Very good blocking team, and creates transition defensive opportunities for themselves as well. They just don't really have any weaknesses in any individual position or in any area of their game. Indiana, though, does have, I would say in general, a size advantage across the board. A lot of big athletic bodies on this Indiana team, and if they can control the ball, they've got a chance to out-firepower this New York team. I think that's the recipe for a comeback if they can go on a couple service runs like we saw from Penrose there midway through the second. So this is not over yet. There's one team that can make this comeback. It might be the team with Loy Ball and Lauren Giebert on the bench. Let's see if Indiana makes any changes or can pull out a miracle to extend this semifinal a little bit further. Otherwise, it'll be LVC playing for the title. Set number 3 just about ready to go. Let's get back to the action. Pasquale Fiducia for Indiana to get set number 3 underway. Live from Chicago for the 2022 VLA Championships. Nice coverage there by Leeson again. And not a double contact. We don't have double contacts in this league, but a free ball for New York. and missed out of bounds by Vari. New York talking about this. A lot of fun conversations surrounding that play, but one of the things that the VLA has done since its inception is not call ball handling errors. If you're trying to set one of your teammates, if you're not sending the ball over the net intentionally, if you're trying to set one of your teammates, we're not going to call double contacts or ball handling errors. You certainly don't gain an advantage from that, and we're trying to just keep the whistle out of the game as much as possible. That was on New York, failing to capitalize. And that swing by Leeson called inbounds. Indiana disagrees. So a couple early 50-50 calls, perhaps, one for each team. We're tied up at 1 here in set number 3, but a little bit of drama already. Evans to serve, handled really nicely by Ratty. Ratty on the right side, slowed down beautifully by the block of Sherzhin. Transition chance, crushed cross court by Sherzhin. Really good set right there by Ramos, pulling the Indiana block completely out of the picture. Beautiful transition block to defense to attack by New York. That block touch by Sherzhin against Ratty turned that basically into a free ball. And Ramos had all of his attacking options in transition. We will clean up the floor on the Indiana side, but New York takes the lead, 2 serving 1. Evans at the line, rotation 1 receive here for Team Pineapple with Ratty and Penrose, the wings, switched sides for this rotation only. And that ball served out of bounds by Evans outside the antenna. Two apiece, Ratty back to serve. Indiana has switched the orientation of their outside hitters. Now Ratty in the L1 spot next to the setter. Good float serve down the line, handled perfectly by Sherzhin. Back one to Leeson, is put away beautifully. Really like that part of the LVC offense, keeping the middle quickly behind the setter, both Leeson and Marshman. We've seen that from both New York middles so far. That serve missed just out of bounds by Leeson. And another thing that I got to give New York credit for in this match is, aggressive as many of their servers are, they've done a good job mitigating their errors. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but their ace to error ratio has got to be pretty close to 1-to-1 right now, and that's really good in elite level men's volleyball. Evans is stuffed out of the back row. What a block by Matt Walsh, a beautiful read. And big 6'11", number 24 in green, was all over that one. Haven't seen that many blocks from Team Pineapple so far. That is a momentum shifter. Pineapple takes the lead, 4-3 here early on in the third. Off speed by Sherzhin, just over the fingertips of the block and down. Nice choice. Ramos back to serve for LVC as Indiana cleans up the court on their side. This was the run where the New York Legion separated in set number 2. Let's see what they've got here to break a 4-4 tie. Rotation 3 received for Indiana. Fiducia, the backcourt setter, with 3 front court attacking options. Not a good pass there from Ratty. Gieberto having out of system swing, and he puts it away off the fingertips of Sherzhin and just out of the reach of the libero Owen Wickens. Nice bailout play there by the coach's son, number 8 in green. Penrose back to serve. We saw that run that he went on in the second once he got here. Good rip, handled brilliantly by Sherzhin. Marshman, though, in the middle. That ball overset by Ramos and couldn't connect. So a missed opportunity there for Team LVC off a perfect pass. Gives Penrose another opportunity to serve. That could be big if Penrose can capitalize. Indiana takes the lead 6-4. And another foot fault there by Penrose. We've seen a lot of those from Jalen in particular the last 2 matches. Just heard Lloyd Ball say, I don't even need my glasses to see that foot fault. Just telling his guy to stay behind the service line. Overpass by Ratty off the serve of Sherzhen. Free ball here for New York. Evans through the block and down. New York ties us up at 6 on the transition chance set up by the Sherzhen serve. Sherzhen again. Really good pass by Gebert down the line. Walsh in the middle, slowed down nicely by Marshman. Transition look here. Vari slowed down. Fiducia makes the play. Penrose out of the back row off the block, dug by Sherzhen. Evans stays behind the ball. He's dug by Bertrand. Good rally developing here. Penrose again. Cross court, dug by Ramos. Evans dug by Penrose. Gotta have this if you're Indiana. Penrose dug by Wickens down the line. Sherzhen out of the back row. A diving Penrose can't quite get underneath it. And the rally of the match so far, won by New York. Brilliant defense and blocking by both teams. But eventually Nicolas Sherzhen out of the back row puts it away on the off speed. And Jordan Vari looks to be a little banged up after that play. Might have caught a straight elbow from one of his teammates, perhaps. Yeah, I think that's what they're signaling. Sometimes that happens when you go to block with one of your teammates elbow on the way down might catch you in the back or the shoulder or something, and Vari stretching out the arm. But a big momentum play there for Team LVC to take the lead, plus to keep Sherzhen at the service line. However, Sherzhen can't capitalize. A rare service error there. We're tied up at 7. Gebert back to serve. Has served pretty well this match so far. Let's see who he goes after in New York's rotation to receive. Pretty good pass there by Sherzhen. Evans off a good block touch. Great transition opportunity here. Walsh in the middle puts it away. Textbook volleyball right there for Indiana to produce a break point. Excellent individual effort there by Matt Walsh to get that block touch and be available in transition in the middle. Pineapple takes the lead 8-7. Pretty good pass there by Wickens. Marshman on the back one puts it away to position 5. So difficult to defend against that because your middle blocker, Walsh in this case for Indiana, has got to slide over to his left to stay in front of Marshman on that back one. If he does that, that totally opens up the outside. Smart offense orchestrated by Ramos. Marshman back to serve. Tied up at 8 apiece. And that serve missed out of bounds down the line. A couple errors creeping in for Team LVC here in the 3rd set. Can Pineapple take advantage and string together a couple service points in a row of their own? Matt Walsh is very good from the service line. Unfortunately, I jinxed him with the commentator's curse right there. My apologies, Mr. Walsh. Vari with the foot fault. Pretty good pass though anyway. 1 point Indiana lead once again. See if Fiducia can make somebody earn a point from the service line here. Good pass there by Evans. Leeson in the middle, just barely out of bounds. But a touch called by Kyle Ratty admitted to. Good sportsmanship there for number 13 in green. It was being clamored for by Leeson as soon as he hit that ball, so the right call made. Tied up once again at 10. Good block touch there by Leeson. Schmidt covers himself. Penrose on the left side, blocked and covered by Bertrand. Diving play made by Giebert. Free ball here for Team LVC. Sherjan down the line, takes the lead. Evans with a 1-point lead for New York. Missed that serve out of bounds, so a couple freebies this last 6 rotations worth of serving for New York. Now it's Ratty's turn for Team Pineapple. Leeson on the back one again. What an angle, straight down, right on the sideline in position 5. Wow, you just can't say enough about how difficult that is to defend. You can see it really nicely on the baseline camera angle that we've got here. The separation that it creates on the offense. It's basically the reverse effect of the 31. Middle blocker's got to shuffle to his left to stay in front of it, opens up the other wing. That serve missed out of bounds though by Leeson. Uncharacteristic serving performance for New York here in the 3rd set as Coach CJ Dinks got his hands on his knees, sweating out the service performance a little bit. Tied up here at 12 with Schmidt back to serve, and a bad service error there on the floater that had no chance. And I like to say sometimes that not all service errors are created equal. They all count the same, but some are worse than others. That one there from Schmidt was one of the bad ones, a floater right into the middle of the net. Not a good pass there by Ratty off the float server. Ramos, Giebert out of system off a good block touch. What a play by Evans. Vari can have a swing, chopped cross court, dug by Penrose. Penrose off the edge of the block and out of bounds. No defense can run that one down. And Evans needs a towel for the New York side, but nice defensive effort there by Indiana. Tie game once again. Let's see if Penrose can keep his feet behind the service line this time. He does look like he's starting further back, closest to the back wall. Team Pineapple filling the gym with TP chance for Team Pineapple while we clean up the floor. Quick schedule update while we have a free moment. Coming up next at 10:30 a.m. local time, so 10:30 a.m. Central. The Chicago Icemen taking on the Boston Bounce in the next semifinal. Then at 1 p.m., a consolation match between the SoCal Rising Tide and the Phoenix Ascension for 5th place before the championship match at 3:30. Good serve there by Penrose. Even better pass. And a perfect delivery from Ramos to Marshman in the middle results in a dent of the floorboards. What a perfect pass there by Nicolas Sherjan. Former NCAA Player of the Year, and that's not just for his serving ability, his ball control, such an asset. And you've got to have that if you want to play elite level professional volleyball in Poland, which Sherjan does. Here he is back to serve, 14-13. Make it 15-13, ace serve Sherjan. 2-point New York lead. Indiana's got to be very, very careful of this rotation right here. Team Pineapple has hung around extremely well, been assisted perhaps by a couple New York service errors here in the 3rd set. They've got to side out this ball. Better pass there from Ratty. Fiducia to Giebert. It's off the hands. Can Wickens get there? Yes, he can. What a rundown. Evans in transition gets the touch off the block. What a play by Owen Wickens. Fantastic defensive effort by number 25 in pink, and it turns into a New York point. And he's got a little floor burn mark on his chest for his efforts. But he will take the point on the scoreboard every day of the week. Awesome defensive play there for Team LVC. We will clean up the floor and see if we can't get a bandage for Owen Wickens. I think Tim Faulkner, one of our hosts here in Chicago, I think he can get us one. (16-13) will be the score in favor of New York when we return to play, with Nick Schergen continuing to serve. Again, Indiana's got to be very careful. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen a timeout here. And that serve missed out of bounds, dodged by Bertrand, so Indiana off the hook and back within 2. Here is Gebert. Indiana needing 2 break points to equalize. And not going to get one there. That ball missed out of bounds wide. And we got a service substitution in for the first time. We get to see number 13 in black, Eric Martin. 50 years of age, backup setter, longtime LVC legend, and the VLA director of graphics. What a block right there by Leeson. 1-on-1 against Gebert coming out of the back row. Brilliant read by number 11 in black. Come on, Blake. I was trying to give E a shout out. Eric Martin, nicknamed E, legend across the East Coast, and trying to sing his praises, but Blake had to go and make a highlight reel block there. 18-14 now, LVC's lead. Nice short serve there from Martin, but handled brilliantly by Bertrand. So Fiduccio is able to feed Walsh in the middle. Side out achieved by Indiana. Substitution coming in here for Team Pineapple. Matt Harpenow, number 17 in green, in for Brendan Schmidt. So a middle blocker substitution. And the substitution of Martin was undone on the New York side. Walsh misses that serve short for Team Pineapple. Harpenow, Cincinnati native out of Lees-McRae University. Long-time Team Pineapple member. See if he can inject a bit of energy in the middle blocker spot. And we were talking to Coach Gebert earlier. He said this is the best season he's ever seen Matt Harpenow play. He's been watching him play for a very long time. Not a good serve there from Vari, missed badly short, and you can hear his displeasure. Fiduccia back to serve, 16-19. This thing's not over yet, but Indiana running out of time. They need break points. See if they can get one here against New York's rotation 4, and that ball, good short serve idea, but barely too short. Evans to serve. Good pass by Bertrand. Harpenow in the middle is stuffed by Leeson. Wow, Blake Leeson really making an impact in the blocking phase here late in set number 3. And we're going to have a substitution in number 21 for New York. Ricky Vega replaces Jordan Vari at opposite. Vega, an outside hitter, opposite hybrid out of Springfield College in Massachusetts. And we'll get a timeout here from Team Pineapple, trailing by 5 late in set number 3. Last gasp for Team Pineapple to see if they can make a comeback here. Out of the timeout, Dave Evans looking to put the nail in the Indiana coffin. 21-16 in the third. Indiana needs to side out every ball from here on out. Out of system swing coming here from Ratty. Perfect ball in by Wickens. Vega gets his first swing out of the back row, and cross court he puts it away. Ricky Vega in for Jordan Vari, immediately gets a set. He's ice cold coming off the bench, but he finds a way to score. Break point there for New York. And now they are 3 points away from a spot in the championship match. We'll take our time to clean up the floor on the Indiana side again. They don't want to burn yet another timeout, so they'll use this time delay to do anything they can to slow the game down. 22-16. Indiana running out of time. Ace serve, Dave Evans. Now Indiana's really running out of time. Former Division III National Player of the Year out of Stevens Institute of Technology in New Jersey rips an ace, and his team is 2 points away from a semifinal sweep. Another hammer by Evans, handled nicely by Ratty this time. Harpenow is blocked, but gets his own cover off his head. Pancake play made, and Sherzhin takes a swing, but hits it out of bounds. What an incredible lucky break for Team Pineapple. Blake Leeson almost had another stuff block. Happened to deflect right off of Matt Harpenow's forehead and was back over on the LVC side where they were barely able to keep it off the floor. That was a crazy pinball play. Could that be what Indiana needs? 17-23, Ratty waiting to serve for New York to clean up the floor. Good pass there by Evans. Leeson bounces it in the middle. Bombs away for number 11 in black. Blake Leeson has been all over the highlight reel this match. That one is an absolute no-doubter, and that will bring up match point. The New York Legion is 1 point away from a trip to the championship match. 24-17, Blake Leeson with the honors. Ace serve! And in emphatic fashion, New York will play for a championship. 25-17 in the third. They have swept Team Pineapple here in the semifinals. And New York, the #1 seed, will be in the championship match to play for the title. Indiana's season comes to an end, tied for third place. But what a run it was for Team Pineapple. A 5-set incredible thriller over the West Division champions for the Rising Tide yesterday in the bracket quarterfinal. But the road ends here for Indiana, tied for third place at the 2022 VLA Championships. A convincing win for Team LVC this morning. They will take on the winner of our next match, Chicago versus Boston. Getting underway in just over an hour here in Chicago. 10:30 local time, first serve between the Icemen and the Bounce. That will just about do it for us here. First match of the morning, Rob St. Clair live from Chicago signing off for now. We will see you, ladies and gentlemen, live on the VLA YouTube channel, 10:30 Central Time, for our other semifinal between the Chicago Icemen and the Boston Bounce for the opportunity to take on Team LVC in the championship. We will see you then.